What's good, YouTubers and YouTubettes? This is JB Sports back again with another one. We got a great weekend of boxing coming up. Starting off on Friday, Times Square, New York City. Stand up, the Big Apple. We're going to have 3 main event caliber fights. I'm going to break down all 3 fights in 3 separate videos. The first fight that we're going to break down is going to involve the former unified, in some people's opinions, former undisputed 135-pound champion, Teofimo Lopez, a.k.a. Mr. Takeover. He'll be defending his belt at 140 pounds in the WBO when he takes on #1 and mandatory contender in the WBO, undefeated top contender, Arnold Barboza. It's going to be a grudge match. Both of these guys do not like each other. They're not doing it for show. This is personal. This is going to be, in my opinion, out of all the 3 fights, this is the toughest fight to call. This is the toughest fight to predict because both guys bring a certain style to the ring that has brought them a lot of success. So we will see what happens, and we will see what transpires. Now, Teofimo Lopez needs to learn how to cut off the ring. That's been his Achilles heel, especially when he fight guys that are not standing in front of him, looking to bang, not bringing a lot of movement, basically in the pocket with him. He's had a lot of success with those guys. He is a sharpshooter. He is a great counterpuncher. When he fights guys that can move, guys that know how to control distance, guys that have great jabs, guys that have great defense, guys that are not looking to fight you on your terms. They're looking to fight you on their terms, control the fight their style. He has problems implementing his style to overwhelm that style of fighter. And I'm talking about guys that are slick boxers, guys that are technically sound, guys that are fundamentally sound, guys that know how to keep their opponent at the end of that jab, know how to control distance, a la Sandor Martin in a fight I thought Teofimo Lopez lost, and Jermaine Ortiz, and I thought he definitely lost that fight. You know, I can hear an argument about you saying, well, Teofimo Lopez might have beat Sandor Martin. There was a lot of close rounds, a lot of swing rounds. Now, Martin got a knockdown. He had a second knockdown that didn't get called, so if he'd have got that second knockdown, there ain't no way in hell Teofimo Lopez would have been able to win that fight. But say that with the one knockdown that was officially called, I can see that fight going either way. I had Martin winning that fight, but if you say Teofimo Lopez won that fight, cool. But Jermaine Ortiz, I don't feel that way. I think Jermaine Ortiz clearly beat Teofimo Lopez. I had to fight 9-3. Now, I can hear argument for 8-4, but nah. 7-5, are you really trying to give the champion the benefit of the doubt? But there ain't no way in hell Teofimo Lopez beat Jermaine Ortiz. And he's a guy that can box. A lot of people saying he was doing a lot of running and he was on his bicycle. He was like Armstrong in Tour de France. He was on the bicycle up in the mountains doing a lot of moving, not staying in the pocket, not looking to engage. With all that being said, you learn how to cut the ring off. Because you're going to fight that style of fighter in the future. If you can't show that you can conquer that type of style of opponent, either your team going to keep you away from that style of fighter, or when you run into that style of fighter, you're going to have problems. And you run into that style of fighter this Friday with Arnold Barboza. Now, Arnold Barboza ain't doing a lot of running. He's more in the pocket, but he's a guy that knows how to control distance, has a good jab, fundamentally sound, got good defense, hard to hit, not going to leave himself open. And he's very, very consistent in his style. Very, very consistent in his style. He don't have the roller coaster ride in performances like Teofimo Lopez. Now, when you talk about who's the more talented fighter, who's the more athletic fighter, who's the more gifted fighter, it's Teofimo Lopez all day, 7 days a week, and twice on Sunday. Make no mistake about it. He is the more talented fighter, but styles make fights. Who was the more talented fighter out of Muhammad Ali and Ken Norton? It was Muhammad Ali, but Ken Norton gave him all kind of problems because of the style. And I think the style that Barboza brings to the table is going to give Teofimo Lopez a whole lot of problems. And I like Arnold Barboza to win this fight by a close decision, 7 rounds to 5, to become the WBO junior or welterweight champion. And I know that'll be a great moment for him and his dad, who's his trainer. This is going to be the battle of the dads, man, because you got Teofimo Lopez who has his dad as his trainer, and the same could be said for Arnold Barboza. So we will see what happens, and we will see what transpires. Now, if Teofimo Lopez can cut the ring off, go to the body, and close distance, and come in behind the jab, that's another thing what Teofimo Lopez does when he fight guys that are boxers, guys that are technically, fundamentally sound in the sweet science. He don't come in behind the jab. He don't cut out the ring. He follow him around the ring, and when he gets close, he's looking to try to throw big shots, and it don't work against boxers. They see that shots coming from a mile away. You ain't gonna land them shots like that. So what he need to do is close the distance, come behind the jab. Come behind the jab, in particular to the body, to stifle the movement of Barboza. If you're able to do that close distance and then go to the body and systematically break the guy down, maybe you can win that type of fight. But from what I've seen, the times he fought guys with a similar style to Arnold Barboza, a similar type of boxer, with a guy that's got a PhD in the sweet science, he's struggled with that style of fighter. So we will see what happens, and we will see what transpires. Hopefully, Teofimo Lopez is in the lab, working on things that have given him problems in the past. Hopefully, I know he was working with Reynoso, but he's back with another trainer. I think he still got his dad in his corner, so hopefully they're in the lab working on cutting off the ring and working on establishing the jab when you're trying to bring pressure. That's what made Errol Spence Jr. such a great fighter. He was a pressure fighter, but he always came in behind the jab. You got guys like William Zepeda. He's a pressure fighter too. And the one thing I did like about what he did in the second fight with Tevin Foreman, he applied pressure, but he came in behind the jab more than he did in the first fight. That's what the pressure fighters got to do. Ain't nothing wrong with bringing pressure. Ain't nothing wrong with trying to look at the bang it out, but you can't come through the front door unannounced. But when you come through the front door unannounced, you're subject to get a cap put in your ass. And if Teofimo Lopez continues to try to bring the pressure and not come in behind the jab, Barboza's going to be picking him off. Just like somebody at home and somebody come through the door unannounced to get a cap put in his ass. He's going to have Barboza putting the cap in his ass for 12 rounds, and he's going to win that fight by decision unless they rob him. So we will see what happens, and we will see what transpires. Follow me on Facebook, Gerard Briscoe. Follow me on Twitch at Briscoe MA 77071. Follow me on TikTok at JB Sports New Media. And follow me on my YouTube channels at JB Sports, the man, the myth, the legend, 9656, and at JB Sports, the man, the myth, the legend, 8,000. And like, share, and subscribe to JB Sports, the man, the myth, the legend. And I holla.